Come on. Well, hello and welcome to this live stream from Sooner Legends Podcast. I'm your host, Mike the Legend. And if you don't mind, people, pop out and hit that red subscriber button. Turn on your post notification bells. That way you won't miss any of this goodness that I will be uploading. Could I please get you to give me a like, comment, and share? And today I have on my official chaplain of Sooner Legends Podcast, Bishop Frank. And Bishop, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Big Mike, aka Doc Holiday. Appreciate it.
Anytime, Bishop. You know you're welcome at this channel anytime you want to. So,
Yeah.
we talked about this earlier. Let's go. I'm going to address an elephant in the room right quick, though.
Go ahead.
I've been seeing this in Jay's live chat and some of my chats. Guys, this injury thing is not Smitty at all. If you look, the bulk of our injuries is on the offensive side of the ball. We've only had a couple. Kendall Dobie's out for the season, and Deshaun was banged up for a little bit. But it's not Smitty's fault, guys. Quit blaming Smitty. Quit listening to the Texas A&M fans that Smitty injured all their players. This ain't Smitty's fault. It is what it is, and it's not Smitty because of the bulk of the injuries is on the offense, not the defense. If the whole team was injured, then you might question it. But there you go, Bishop. That's my rant.
Okay. Hey, big salute to everybody. Welcome in. Definitely wipe your feet when you come in and share
Yep,
this
those feet.
content.
Yep. Yeah, I got new carpet. I don't tell. I don't tell people to wipe their feet. I tell them to take the shoes off.
Okay. Well, excuse me. Well, then take your shoes off and then share this good old oxtail to everybody out.
Bishop Rose. There you go.
I'm back. Okay. But yeah, good. You were saying earlier we were talking.
Yeah, we were talking, and hello there, Comanche Sooner and Sooner Brandon. Welcome into the show. We were talking about how you was going to do some breakdowns or something like that.
I wanted to just share my background for as being a defensive coordinator to understand the offense and defensive breakdown of the lines. Understanding why big on big and inside outside is so important because as we know with our defense we do a lot of TNT, which is tackle in stunts. So the reason it's so important to keep that rule is big on big inside outside is because anytime you're engaged, you want to engage with the right person, especially if you're doing a double team. You want to make sure that you're moving. If it's a me call, then that means I double team, but I'm the main one that's going to control that person, and you're going to slide off and get second level. So that's my big on big. And so what we're starting to see was the breakdown in that just simple rule of being able to have our offensive lineman communicate and know, okay, if it's big on big and we're in a RPO, you definitely don't want your tight end holding on to his block of a big, because that's not the rule. And so
you're right.
Understanding if someone's running a 3-3-5, you definitely want to make sure you keep the rules tight and the communication open, because if someone shoots your gap in between you and the tight end, you want to know big on big, inside, outside. So then all that tight end can do is just chip, because they got to be the release valve to be in the pass route.
Right. Now let's like say,
Go
um,
ahead.
oh, I'm gonna try my best to do this.
You're fine.
Let's say let's say the defense is stacking the box
Okay. Okay.
or run. I
When you're
think you
saying
know
that,
what
do we have 4 or 5 people on the line?
I'm gonna say. Probably the normal 5-man box for a
Okay.
run play.
Okay. Okay.
Would
So then
would it,
you got 5 in the box, meaning that you got a nose guard, 2 tackles, and 2 DNs.
right. And so my question to you,
Hmm.
uh, Bishop, let's like say they give Jackson a run play.
Right.
That would it behoove the offensive coordinator to allow Jackson to call some kind of audible, seeing what he sees through his eyes, knowing that a run play is being called, but
Uh,
give him the
yeah,
option to
because
call an
I
audible?
understand, or it would behoove them to make sure that it's a possibility as long as they have that type of trust and that type of understanding. Absolutely, because you got 5 in the box, then you got 2 linebackers, so you got 7 in the box,
Yeah,
and there's only 11 on that side. So you can still run the ball, but would you run it inside? Would you do it inside the center guard, or would you go more outside, off tackle, in between the tackle and the guard, or outside of the tackle?
I would if it was me. Now, yeah, I'm probably going to get this wrong because I'm not an X's and O's guys. But if
No.
I see them stacked up in a box, I'm gonna take the easy way out and get the edges where it's weaker and not
Right.
up the middle.
And that would be the right answer, because here you are, you already said what you had in the box, and there's only 4 more defenders once you get past that first line of defense.
I got
So
you.
in that box, you would run it off the tackle, uh,
Okay.
either between the guard tackle or outside of that. But that's why we were having success, because we were hitting, our running backs were rolling out to that side, and our wide receiver were blocking fairly well, so we were gaining yards. The thing is, if you don't set it up with other things to have a actual script, then it becomes one dimensional. Then it's a one trick pony versus being able to have a scheme or a a script of being able to call so many plays that correlate with that type of formation.
Yeah. What's going on, Sooner Born? That's my guy. He has his own podcast. He used to be Born King Media.
Oh,
Antonio
okay.
Hopkins.
Yeah.
He has a great show. As a matter of fact, it was Antonio, his podcast. That's where I made my very first live appearance on.
All
That
right.
that I so. Uh, Thanks for hopping on with us for a little bit, Sooner Born. Uh,
Definitely.
but another thing I'd like to
Go ahead.
ask you, Bishop,
Hmm.
uh, when you see a big blitz coming on, it's like
Hmm.
say it's like 3rd and 10 or 3rd and long. I just for now
Okay.
my old school self seeing the blitz coming. I'm going to do one of two things. I'm going to draw the defense in and either do a shovel pass or a bubble screen, or
Hmm.
I'm going to call something quick over the middle, a quick pass if you're pass.
Hmm. Okay. And I hear what you're saying. So let's envision this. Are they blitzing inside, or are they blitzing off the edge? Because
They're I'm just going to say for argument's sake, they're coming up through the gut.
okay,
Like
okay.
they're bringing the linebackers, they're bringing the safety. I mean, they're bringing what I call a jailhouse blitz.
So they go in cover zero blitz. Okay, got you. So without a doubt, you only have so much time. So in that thing, everything is hot.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hot read. So your slant, sluggos, and wheels is going to be what you're going to be going to.
I
So
got
if
you.
you got your wide receiver doing a slant and your flanker coming up the seam, and then having your running back flare out the backfield, what happened is those two, the flanker and the wide receiver, already ran off everybody else. So your running back should have good 7 to 8, and then he's got to make that one person miss. You'll count on that.
Yeah.
But also, you could go with one of the slants or the wheels, but
I
it's
got
just a matter of making sure that everybody knows their portion and know that everything is hot. So don't be trying to run super deep. Be ready for the pass right away, because double zero blitz, meaning that, hey, they're coming with a house, so it's got
you.
to get
Mm-hmm.
out there quick.
Yeah. Well, that surely does enlighten me, Bishop. And you know, when it comes to X's and O's, I've sat here and told everybody, uh, I wish there would have been internet capability in podcasting back in the 70s and 80s when I was in my youth, and because I could break down the wishbone like it. If you wanted to see somebody break down the wishbone and the
Uh,
5-2,
yeah.
that guy. But since everything has went more spread and more terminology, I'm like, dude, just what's the pass play now? The terminology's got me messed up, Bishop.
No, is it terminology is nothing more of basically your route tree. The key and the X factor is our lines, our offensive lines. As long as they keep their lines a deal, it'll give us enough time to find the right person open, and as long as they stay disciplined on their route and be
Okay.
where they're supposed to be.
Okay.
Because a lot of times what we're running into right now is our O line doesn't have the confidence
Yeah.
to do what
Exactly.
they need to do. So now moving forward, let's see if they can gain some confidence by hopefully having someone that has a script.
Hmm.
When I say a script, you got about 7 to 10 plays without a doubt. If any series starts stalling, you can go right back to it and start it back up, and that you don't miss a
Yeah.
beat and you
Yeah.
don't get stalled out.
Right. Right. And Jason's talked about this a bunch. Is
Uh-huh.
do a Mike Leach thing and have an index card with 7 to 10 plays,
Yeah.
and you know, and I heard, you know, I know I know a lot of people don't like this name, but I watched Kel Gundy on the Oklahoma breakdown in the weeds yesterday,
Okay.
and he said one is get 5 to 7 plays that Jackson Arnold is comfortable and confident in executing.
Correct.
Get those 5 to 7 plays, and then go to Bill Beedenbow. Bill, what's your 5 to 7 blocking schemes that your guys can block and they're confident doing? Mash
Right.
those together and make your game plan around there.
That's it in a nutshell. And be be diligent to make sure you stay to the course, and that not only that, make sure you're forceful. Have your O line really come off and punch and really drive, because what we've
Mhm.
been doing is playing catch with our O line, meaning that they they're getting off their stance and then they're waiting to catch somebody versus getting ready and throw that punch so you're ready to steer them where you need to go.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry. I had it. I'm about 20 minutes out from eating dinner a while ago, and
You're good. You're good. You're good. It's all gravy. It's all gravy.
that's what I had was gravy, mashed taters and gravy.
Yeah, but no, the thing about it is Right now, we want to build continuity. Right now,
Yeah,
we want to
continuity.
be building some positivity of being able to take the drive from the 25 and string along some first downs.
Yeah. And that's what me and Coach Ricks talked about last night. Nothing kills a team worse than when you nickel and dime them the length of the field and you score 7 points.
Yeah,
Th- that's like a, oh, what would you call it? A knife to the heart, so to speak, when you get nickel and dime.
yeah.
And but I want to hear some more of your breakdowns. This is interesting, Bishop. I've never had anything like this on the show.
Oh, I appreciate. Yeah, like if I had the opportunity to share with my brothers out there that are uh, that are coaching tomorrow, I would definitely. I would like a 36 crossbutt or a GTO, being able to get on the edges and really get see if we got some guards and well, hopefully we got tight ends that can block, because if they block it right, it's wide open, because everybody's gotten used to us running what we were running, and so
Hmm.
they're stacking inside. So it leaves them free on the outside, and should be able to bust a long one if we block it right, and
Yeah,
everybody do their job.
yeah. What I'm wanting to see tomorrow, Bishop, is I know we're not going to get the magic bullet in one game with everything. You know that's it's not going to happen. But if I can watch tomorrow's game and see consistency on that offensive side of the ball, I will be happy.
Yeah,
Moving the chains, picking up your third downs, not leaving yourself. I mean, get yourself to where you can get in a 3rd and 1 or a 3rd and a half yard, not a 2nd and 15 or a 2nd and 10,
yeah.
which turn. You know, one thing we're going to have to do is play discipline tomorrow and try to keep them penalties down to a bare minimum.
Well, if you think about it, through this entire season, what has really hurt us the most is our own mistakes,
Yeah,
our own fumbles, our own pass interceptions, and and then not only do we make the fumble or whatever, but some of them have been turned into a pick six, and fumble
scooping
recoveries.
scores.
Yeah, for scores, and within a certain time limit, if you're already down 21, that it's almost like it's a dagger to the momentum, because now
Mm,
you're like, wait, how did we get to this point? And so the key with playing on the road is being sound, making sure you make no mistakes, and don't put the ball on the ground. And if you throw one interception, that's different. But we can't string along mistakes, because
mm-mm.
on the road you got to you got to be able to be consistent, run the ball, play action, RPO, and you got to matriculate to where you can at least score 14 to 21 points and then a couple field goals. So so and then understand, uh, but it always starts with the very first play. The very first play, uh, we got to go ahead and punch them in the mouth. That first play is so important with this new regime. I want to see them be very aggressive on that first play. By if you're going to run the ball, really run the ball at the edges and set the tone.
Exactly. Can you hear me, Bishop?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I got to get a new soundboard. This thing's about to go south on me. You touch it one certain way and you lose I lose my sound. So
I hear you.
if it ain't my internet, it's my soundboard, and if it ain't my soundboard, it's my internet.
Yeah, but like when I was breaking down 3-3-5. Now the 3-3-5, you got three in the box, and then you got everybody else, either linebackers,
Mm-hmm.
DNs, and your secondary. Well, usually when you want to run a 3-3-5, what you're doing is trying to throw off because everybody's head up on a 3-3-5. That means you got a D tackle that's head up or shade one side of the center, and then you have your ends. And then what you have from there is you have people that you got force and you got contained, and then you got your linebackers. Well, the force is the one that's always looking to blitz, and what we're trying to do, and what one is trying to do, is catch you in a wrong play call. And when they blitz right into the play. Well, the one thing, in order to be able to do that, you got to have me calls and you calls. So if I'm blocking and
Mm-hmm.
uh, I don't have anyone, or my person leaves, you get your head on the swivel, and you just tap. You basically tap for the person inside you to keep their player, and then you get ready for somebody to either come your side or look backside. Because
Cool.
understand, it's going to be quick, but a lot of times the way you could defeat the TNT is being able to have me calls and you calls, and knowing, okay, if they're leaning more to you, then that's a you call. Then I know I'm just going to punch them, and I'm going to release, and I'm going to be ready for whoever is coming next. And what that
Right.
does, it
I
allows you to go ahead.
I was going to say, ain't the 3-3-5, ain't that the defensive scheme that you have to have the Jimmies and Joes to pull it off?
You have to have smart, fast, and suffocating type of players that know how to play it. And if you
Okay.
can play it right, uh, what you do is it cuts off it cuts off any of the deep stuff, and it causes one who likes to go deep. They have to dig and dunk, and then you're saying, with our players, we trust that we can get you out of three and out in that defense. But the
I
one
got
thing
you.
against that is the tendency is, if you hit it right, you can run against it. So what you want to do is run them out of that defense.
I got you. So that's when you'd want to have you as an offense. If you're running a 3-3-5 defense, you want to scheme up some kind of run play there.
Right, because guess what? You only got three in the line on the line,
Right.
and then you basically got five in the box, a true five in the box. But the two of the players are off the line of scrimmage,
Mm-hmm.
and so basically you got about to where they stand. You got about 3 to 5 yards, positive yards, if you run it right.
Mm-hmm.
And what that does is, now, the more times you could do that, the more that they realize that they can't stay in that defense all night. So
Right. Uh, I I guess I call me old school, but for some reason that 3-3-5 defense has never done it for me. I don't know why.
uh well, you should have enjoyed it when we were playing against Tennessee.
Yeah, that's true. That- what am I thinking?
It's all right. Hey, but now you're starting to understand it. When you read it, you'll start with your box. It'll always tell you, okay, if I got seven in the box, I only got four left on the corners and the safeties.
You're right.
So
Well, I'm going to
yeah,
start paying more attention to that because now, you know, uh, is there any more defensive schemes that
yeah,
you can break down?
4-2-5. Really, the 4-2-5 and the 3-3-5 are almost synonymous because what oftentimes coaches can start doing is give a look that it's a 3-3-5, but it's actually going to turn into a 4-2-5.
Okay, that's when you got four in the box, two backers.
There you go.
Okay, I'm learning.
No, and not a problem. And understand what it is though. Your two linebackers, you talking about having to be, they have to be dogs because from the center all the way to the sidelines, they got to cover.
Right, right. And when when is a good? I've always wondered this too. Just from watching the game for so long, when is a good time to bring your safeties up in a blitz package, like they used to do with Roy, for example? Or
Um,
was Roy just that kind of player that he could just play all over the field and you
no,
let him?
no, no, no. Most of the time when they were bringing them in, it was like uh, 3rd and 3 or less
I
because
got you.
they can because they can afford to because they're saying, hey, our corners, you're on an island. We trust you to be on the island to be able to hold tight for these 3 yards, and we're gonna let Roy be able to be an enforcer.
Uh huh.
And what that does, and like that one when we was in the Cotton Bowl when Roy did that Superman, is that's the exact same. Exactly what he did. Is that they told the corners, "Hey, you're on an island, nothing," and then our safety don't get beat deep. Roy's coming for a blitz, and actually, he wasn't supposed to blitz. He
Yeah,
did it on his own.
yeah. Because didn't wasn't there a few plays previous to that he tried it and it didn't go. It went for naught. Mike Stoops
Yeah.
shoot him out. So, but
Hey.
anyway, I'm having a good time listening to this. This is very educational, Bishop.
No, man, not a problem, man. It's just more than anything, I want us as a fan base to understand the key, especially in this Southeast Conference, is you got to have the big boys. Well, we got the big boys, but do we have confidence to work as a unit on the offense? On the defense, they're showing their worth because they trust and have continuity with what we're doing. Our offense has to line has to come up some levels, and this might be the best week to do it because they will have confidence because now they know without a shot of doubt, hey, the onus is back on them because now whoever was they thought to be the problem has been let go. Now it's back on them, and now they need to go be true ambassadors and go finish the job.
Yeah. So let's talk about moving forward, shall we,
Yeah.
Bishop? What we got?
Moving forward. Hey.
And thanks for the breakdown. Thanks for the defensive breakdown, sir.
No, no, not a problem.
Now,
Moving forward is the same thing for the offense. When you do your film study, m- make sure we want to make sure they're doing their tendency or that they're understanding the idiosyncrasies of what the other team is trying to do and what is their strong suits. So that way, if you know their strong suits, then you know what plays better suits that strong suit. The better off you are to winning the opportunity when it
and
presents
see that.
itself.
Oh, go ahead, Bishop.
No, no, go ahead. That's it.
What what I know they watch film, but the product they put out on the field, especially Texas and South Carolina, it looked like they hadn't watched a lick of film at all. On
And but see, once again, we're talking about a team that didn't have confidence. When
Yeah,
you have confidence is when you know your scheme and you trust that what he's calling works.
exactly. And and I, like I said at the beginning of the show, I'm not going to say this is a magic bullet, but
Right.
there's got there's got to be some light being shown Saturday. I
I
mean,
I I would within the first series or two, I think we will see it. For the simple fact is that um, the Ole Miss is they got like a 20 point thinking that they're just gonna have it easy. Now this ain't that type of game because there's a lot of, on the line, and that you can't show that what you've been shown before.
right, right. I agree with that, and it just, oh my God, Bishop, where do I even start? It just looked like to me what has been called thus far has just been put in a witch's cauldron, mixed together, thrown on a table, and said, "Make this work."
Well, no, a lot of it tends to be when you don't have a actual script. When I say a script, uh,
Game
five to
plan.
seven plays that you can fall back on. Because what it seemed like is that when we start getting in trouble, he didn't have a go-to script of plays that can get us back online. And anybody that has coached knows you got to have certain plays that you keep track, that without a shadow of a doubt they feel confident in running
Hmm.
against any defense, and those are the plays you want to start your momentum back up with.
And that's the thing, Bishop. Uh, it we look like a mechanic without a toolbox showing up to work on vehicles.
Yeah, you would, because if you the whole thing is like it's a big old let's call it a gumbo. Each ingredient is very important, but you got to
Hmm.
start off with the root. Well, the root is our offense and defensive line.
Right.
If they're not confident in what they do, or they don't know their assignments, or they make mistakes and not keep in the heat of the battle, not keep their assignments, then that breaks down the whole pot. Then you have your wide receivers, your X's, your Y's, your Z's, and then your running backs, and then your quarterback. Well, all of that is your ingredients in your gumbo. Understanding the whole thing is to slowly cook it.
Yeah.
Well, in order to slowly cook it, that means you got to know what plays and what scenarios do you want to run. If it's third and 6, what do we want to run? What's some plays that we feel confident that we can run in this scenario? Versus if it's 3rd and 2, we should have a certain selected, 3 to 4 plays that we feel confident that we can run in that. Everything is built off of scenarios. If you can always answer the scenario, you'll be successful. And that's where I felt in most games this year that we were relying too much on the defense and not
Yeah.
putting together more on the offense. Because if you really think about it, we were leading the NCAA in turnovers. Well,
Hmm.
that mask a lot of what's going on the offense. But whenever something masks, eventually the dam breaks, and then you got to answer the call. So hey, that's a fire test. So
Yeah.
hey, now that we're here though, and we made the necessary change, let's see if they took it to heart and they took onus and they became ambassadors and step on that field knowing that hey, we're one Oklahoma.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right, Bishop. I couldn't agree with you more. I'm just like I said, I'm hoping that what I see Saturday, like I said, is consistency on offense.
Yeah.
And my thumbnail says 3 mistakes. Here's one mistake we can't make:
Go ahead.
turnovers. Now against
Yeah.
South Carolina,
Yeah.
uh, Jackson didn't commit any, but
Mm-hmm.
Michael Hawkins had 3. You
Mm-hmm.
know, into that game.
Mm-hmm.
What did we have in Texas? 2 fumbles, 2 or 3
Yeah.
fumbles,
Yeah. Yeah.
and we got to go out there and clean up them turnovers.
Yeah.
And second mistake we can't make is we can't be lagging on 3rd down efficiency. We need to get that back up. And that also includes a certain tight end that I'm not going to mention any
Mm-hmm.
names catches the ball when it hits him in the hands. And
Mm-hmm.
and then our third mistake that we can't make. No, keep penalties to a minimum, please, for the love. You know, they know the officials is going to be gunning for us anyway. We got we got the official monkey on our back. Always have, always will. But keep them to a minimum. So I'm going to start with my with my turnovers. Bishop, we have been turnover prone since past 2 games, and it's got to stop somewhere.
Yeah. Well, a lot of that, the players and the coaches need to take onus. For one thing, especially with interceptions, a lot of the interceptions is a perception of being able to read the defense versus going with something that was preordained. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, and being able to read, okay, they got 3 over here, then that means the middle and the boundary side is open. So I don't throw there, and with fumbles, that's just, hey,
That's part
that's
of the
owning.
game.
Yeah, that's owning your craft and realizing you you went through all of those deals where the coaches kept punching the ball at it and you didn't fumble it there. That's just you being honest and open and realize I didn't get the job done because I got lax on my part of the deal.
Right.
uh, and then of course there's also people that punch it at the right spot, but if you always have it high and tight and you're aware of your surroundings when you're going down, you should be good.
Yeah.
And if nothing else, you get in a pile, put 2 hands on it.
Hmm.
You're in with a lot of people. You never know who's going to be punching. I'd rather have 2 hands and be able to hold the fort so we can play another down.
Right. And then
Uh,
go
yeah.
ahead. You want
And then also is one monkey don't stop a show.
That's right.
If we make a mistake, own up to it, and let's make sure the next series we make it count and show that we're not here to just be doom and gloom if one mistake happens. You can't allow it to snowball. It can't become a quicksand for us, as we used to call it.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
you got to understand there's ebbs and flows to this game, and when you do make a mistake, own up to it and say, "Hey, I got you. Next series, we're gonna go take it down and go score." And own up to it and do your part. If everybody do their part, there's no reason why we can't, as long as you trust the process and that the coaches are doing their their uh, their best to make sure they stay within the script and being able to keep the flow going. There's no reason why we can't win this game.
Exactly. And then another mistake we want to avoid is uh pick up our 3rd downs.
Yeah. Well, third downs. The main thing is no, the very first down. Make sure you pick up positive yards.
Yeah, your very first down you want to pick,
Right.
try to get yourself, if you happen to get into a third down situation, have it 3rd and 1, 3.5 yard, or 3rd and 2. Nothing above 3rd and 5, I'd say. You want to keep you
Now
want to
I even go 3rd and 3. You
third
want
and three
3rd and 3 or more because what it does, it allows you to open up your full playbook.
exactly. And because our third down efficiency, Bishop, is it's rough.
Okay, but check this out. Most of the time, it's self-inflicted when
Yeah,
we're moving too early. We're making dumb mistakes. You know, there's been times we had a positive play, but because we were in motion, it negates what we already put down on the field. So
exactly.
you can't beat yourself. You got to. This is where you got to grow up and become ambassadors, knowing that the brotherhood is behind you. But you got to own up. You were chosen and prerequisite to be a Sooner. Now hold the line. Know that hey, we stand with you, but you got to do your part.
Exactly. And then what did I say? Our third mistake was penalties.
Yeah, penalties. Yeah,
Yeah, we need to keep those dudes down to a to it, and that goes back to our third downs.
yeah.
When we're at 3rd and short and we pick up the first down, you know, don't get don't get a call back by a stupid penalty to where it's 3rd and 15, because then
Right.
then oh my gosh, you know what I mean, Bishop. And
Yeah, yeah. No, no, no.
them's the three
Definitely. See,
mistakes that
that's so
them's the
pivotal.
three mistakes I would like.
Yeah, because
Do what, Bishop?
what I wanted to pick it back is that's so. What that does is cause you to actually stall your momentum when you already picked up the first down, but because you weren't disciplined enough, now we got to go back to 3rd and 9 to 3rd and 15,
Exactly, exactly.
and
And
that's that summertime what Smitty took you through. That's where you have to hold your water and be disciplined enough to do what's necessary to get that done. And a lot of times, if we seen it, it was like uh, the holding calls, especially on the holding calls, the person wasn't going to make the play. So why? What are we doing?
exactly. That it bumfuzzles me, Bishop. It really
Yeah,
does, to no end.
but that's
And
hey, that's attention to detail, and that's also growing pains. But here's
yeah,
the fact: is if you really want to make a bowl game, this is time for us to buckle down and own up to where we're at. But we got a lot to play for, and have the young man come out on fire and punch in the mouth, and we'll be excited to see what we see after the end of the game if we do.
exactly. Stephen G said, "Let's get a moral victory and a quality loss tomorrow."
All right, Stephen G. You got 50. It's all good.
Oh my goodness!
Hey
What?
man. If
Here's
nothing else, I do want to say this. If I can see us score 2 to 3 touchdowns and a field goal, that would do wonders. Because that means I done matriculated the ball down the field and I put a script of plays together that we have confidence that we can go do it. The key is it's been so we've been held scoreless for so long that would break the down if we can go score.
yeah, yeah. If I, I would be. I hate to say this, Bishop, but I'd be happy in the first, second quarter if we score 17 points. I would, I would, I would be livid. Yeah, we broke the 9 mark.
I hear you. I hear you. Hey, and that ain't nothing but us fans, as a family, knowing that, hey, when you go through fire tests, it's not easy, but it's worth it, because in the end, we start realizing that we got a lot more work we need to get done, and that we keep pulling on the same destiny.
You are sure right, Bishop. And I tell you, yeah, Stephen G, just two tutties.
Hey, he's like me. Look, I'll make you special gumbo. Come on now.
Hey,
Oh
dang it!
no.
If they score two tutties Saturday, I believe I'd unload my deep freeze and go have a big fish fry at the
Fish
palace.
fry.
Eat it up.
You know what? The way our defense has been playing, 17 points just will possibly get it done.
Hmm.
17-10 would be an awesome win.
Yeah, I got. I said in my video that I posted earlier today, you will never see me as a Sooner fan. Never.
Mhm.
I, even through the Blake era, I will never pick an opposing team to beat OU. I don't care how bad we are. That's that's my fandom. That's my homerism. I'm sticking to that story. Can't no and I it was I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I'm picking OU to win tomorrow, 24-21. Late late set late first late fourth quarter field goal.
Well, I feel that very first series we're gonna drive down and get 7.
Mm-hmm.
So I see it as 24-10
24-10.
OU, and
That
we shocked the world that we even score.
yeah,
And once you get that first score, then it becomes easy, because now they know they got the trust that they can drive from the 25 all the way in and go score.
exactly. Ken said it at 132 yards per play. Maybe Jackson can give us a spark. I,
And at this point, is a hey, you got to go do what you got to do. Understand each player needs to take the onus and understand they're an ambassador of people who are gone before them, and you're standing on our shoulders. And when you stand when we stand on their shoulders, hey, that means we got to take the onus, and hey, just do our part. Don't try to do no more and no less. And if nothing else, turn it into a backyard brawl.
yeah,
Make them really establish the run game to be, physical, downhill running,
yeah,
and don't be ashamed to use Xavier. I would love to
exactly.
see Xavier.
I would love to see X Rob.
Yeah, because understand, I, hey, 3 yards on a cloud of dust. Hey, just to establish that, hey, we're here to run it down your throats. Then set it up with your play calling and go from there. That would set the tone. That's what I'm saying. We need to. For far too long, we've been in a rut on offense.
Yeah.
Now it's time for us to go be aggressive and throw the
You,
first punch.
you, you know, I as much as we're bad right now,
Mhm.
something's telling me I can't and I'm not going to say it's Ole Miss, I'm not going to say it's Missouri, Alabama, or LSU. But one of these games that we got coming up, the dam's going to break, and we're not going to be taken seriously, and we're going to come out and thrash them.
Well, the thing about it is, it starts with Ole Miss. The whole thing is, everybody's doubting us. There's a 20-something point deal in favor of them. Why not
Hmm.
go shock the world? Because understand, they already think we can't, and we've shown that we haven't. But it might have been that we had to own up that we were making too many mistakes to be in the Southeast Conference, and think that we're good enough to overcome it. It's
Yeah,
something about going through a fire test when you realize, I'm not in Kansas no more. and I have to
Yeah.
realize, okay, I got to take the onus. We cannot make those same mistakes and be okay and still win a game.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't the Big 12. This is the Southeast Conference, and it just means more.
I mean, what would it hurt? What would it hurt, Bishop, to go out to the Grove tomorrow and just turn it loose, ride or
I think
die?
I think it would be. I think I sense that with what went down, I think there's a new release, and I just I don't. I got a hunch. I'm just going with it. I just really feel like we're about to throw the first punch,
Mm-hmm.
and it's
I
going to
do
be
too.
refreshing, especially on offense, to see us throw the punch and be confident in throwing it, and keep throwing it, and keep mixing it up, and keep matriculating down the field to go score. That would set the tone for the rest of the game. Because if we
You
don't
know,
make the mistakes and we don't make dumb penalties, hey, get us to the third and fourth quarter. Hey, we'll like them odds.
Stephen G. I say there is hope with Latrell. He was the biggest. He was the biggest part of this monstrosity that we've been witnessing over the several weeks. And from what I've heard it on Jason's show and two or three other shows that when Labby left, Labby went to BV and said, "Hey, Joe John's ready to call the plays. He knows the playbook." And somehow Seth ended up calling the playbook. So I don't know.
And also, we actually got a quarterback coach,
Yeah, we
a
got a
true
quarterback.
quarterback coach.
Yeah, true quarterback coach. There's not going to be three people in Jackson and Hawkins' ear like there was. It's going to be Kevin Johns and Kevin Johns only.
Yeah.
And
So that's huge. And understand, Kevin Johns has also called plays, so he know the intricacies of what a quarterback needs to see and what they need to focus in on to be successful. And that's what key. That's what all the analysts and the experts were saying, is that you got to have someone that sees the game as they need to play it, and he has coached it, and he has coached with lesser talent, and
mm-hmm.
you know he was at Duke with Elko,
Yep, he sure.
and you think about it, hey, they got the most out of their quarterbacks.
Yeah, and he had a hand in Riley Leonard's development. You
Yeah,
know,
absolutely.
Riley Leonard's now at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Uh,
So the thing about it is, at least having an opportunity to say, okay, the ball's in your court. Someone thought you were ready to call plays. Show us.
mm-hmm. And Sooner Brandon, what do you guys think win or lose or win
Yeah.
loss record is from here on? I'm going to go 6-6, maybe 7-5, pending, but I'm going 6-6.
Okay, let's think about it. We got Ole Miss,
Ole Miss, Maine,
Maine, and then we got when do we play Missouri?
Missouri. I think we go on a bye week after Maine, and then we play Missouri. Then we play Alabama,
Alabama and
and then
LSU.
LSU.
Hmm.
Wheels and levers. Does it seem like Deion Burks is opting out? I've never heard of a soft in. He's wheels and levers. He's got a deep bruise, and those don't heal up like regular bruises. But I don't know wheels and levers. I just right now
I understand. I will say this: we got to go with what we got, because right now, each time, each week, it's like we're holding on for dear life to see if he can finally make it back. I want him to get fully healed, but you got to be able to make football moves. It's good that he can run straight, but if he can't make football moves, he's no good to us
Yeah.
because you can't just run straight because
No, because
that's not his position.
no, he and that's why everybody's been been kind of on this Andrell Anthony thing. I mean, when you come off of an ACL injury, you gotta let that thing heal on its own. I mean,
Yeah,
because you can, and from what I've heard, you can run vertical all you want with after it heals, but it's making them cuts that takes your wheels out. That's what
yeah.
I've heard.
But check this out. I feel that Petaway is going to come back in the scene along with Jacob Jordan,
Yeah,
and I think the offense is going to be able to utilize their wide receivers a whole lot better and know what plays they can and can't do.
yeah. Stephen G. Corrected us. Ole Miss, Maine, Mizzou, by Bama, and LSU.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, the buy is in between Mizzou and Bama. I knew it was in. I'm getting old, Stephen G. Uh,
Oh, you
yeah,
good.
yeah,
You're good,
yeah.
man.
Not to include the scar. Andrell also had to get another procedure to clean up the scarring tissue. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
them AC,
Yeah.
them ACL injuries, they ain't nothing to dink around with.
No. Well, the thing about it is, and that let's be honest, is just we hit a bad patch
Yeah.
where it does hit our wide receiver core, and a lot of people keep saying, "Oh, well, you should have the next players." That is 5 starters that will be rolling in and out with one other person. You usually
Mm-hmm.
have a 6 rotation, and
Right.
and you possibly 8, 2 others to spot in, but you're already down 5, so that rotation is now you're down to people that were just supposed to be rotational, but they're just young. Well, by this time of the season, they're ambassadors. They don't play
Mm-hmm.
enough games. Now it's time to release them, trust them to be in a position, and JA just throw the ball where they're supposed to be. They
But
got to
the
get there.
but to answer back to wheels and levers, I've heard some rumblings through the leaves that he might be opting out. Dion
Who?
Burks. Dion Burks.
Mm.
I,
I, how?
I mean, I've heard some. I'm not going to say they're reliable sources, but I mean, we'll just call
But
them lunchroom rumors.
no, but they just said Deion Blurch said he's coming back for next year.
Oh,
Remember they
did he
were
now?
saying that?
Okay, now I haven't heard that.
Yeah,
Okay,
that they.
bro. I didn't hear that one.
Yeah, but hey, yeah, understand. We can only take care of what we can take care of, and the outside
That's
stuff
right.
we allow it to matriculate, and when it comes time to deal with it, we'll deal with it at that time. But right now, we need to go win this game any way we can, and that means we truly got to play our best game.
And I kind of agree with Sooner Brandon here. If Finley runs Lev's offense, it might help. It will help Arnold.
I really, I'm gonna be honest. With the quarterback coach and Finley planning calling the plays, if Jeff Levy said he's ready, that means he has a script, and if he has
Mhm.
a script, believe it or not, it's a chance that we will shock the world and win this game.
Yeah, I mean, like
As
you
long
said,
as our defense keep playing the way they've been playing,
yeah,
hey. But like I said, the very first series will tell everything, you guys.
yeah,
And
yeah.
if we come out and we're starting to punch people in the mouth and we're moving the ball, even if we go 7 to 8 plays and then we have to punt, but we made a first down in that, I'm good with that.
Me
That
too.
means they're ready to rock and roll and hey, start putting stuff together.
Yeah, if they can come up with an 8-10 play drive, but they get stalled and they have to punt, I will be happy because defense, because like Gabe and Teddy said, Ole Miss's offense really ain't nothing like we haven't ever seen before. It's
Mm,
it's it's similar to Jeff Levy's offense that he ran at Oklahoma. He
yeah.
said, but the thing about Ole Miss, though, I keep reiterating this: they like to go vertical and they like to go way down yonder. They like they like to get deep.
Wait a
But
minute. They like Tennessee. Mm,
yeah,
mm,
but we stopped them.
mm. What type of defense would be nice for that? I don't
Hmm.
know. Hmm.
Tell us, Bishop. I know.
Ah. I think the 3-3-5 that we ran versus Tennessee, because it gives
Mm-hmm.
you a chance to have people ready for if they do that short pass out in the flats, if
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna run the running back or the quarterback, you have all answers. The key is being stout enough in the front line to anything that goes dives that you contain it. If you
Right.
do that, then like in the Tennessee game, we had a real good success because
Mm-hmm.
we were taking it to them. And hey, we keep doing that, and we're able to do that against them. It's up on the offense to do their part
Yeah.
in the kicking game. So
Yeah. And the kicking game, please. God. I mean, we've been I don't necessarily say we've been bad in the kicking game this year. We was a heck of a lot worse last year. But
I understand.
and well, Bishop, we've been going on for a little over an hour, my brother.
I
I'm
appreciate my brother.
and thank you for jumping on and kind of explaining to the chat what we talked about earlier today. And guys, we thank you for pulling up with us. We didn't have a lot of viewers today. I don't care. I wanted to bring Bishop on and feature him today to
Yeah, this is an impromptu, and this was more for the family, so that we can start paying attention and know what we're when we're talking about stuff. You'll be able to fully understand where the breakdowns are and how to see if they're really taking heed and paying attention to the details.
Well, listen, guys, I will tell y'all, like I did last Saturday, I will be going on at halftime tomorrow during the Ole Miss game, regardless of the outcome. I'll have a halftime show, and Bishop, if you want to join me on there, I'll send you a link.
Gotcha.
And let's try to get the dub tomorrow, guys.
Yeah.
Boomer soon.
And 11 o'clock kickoff. Is that correct?
11 o'clock kickoff.
Okay.
So this is the legend. Me and the Bishop will see y'all at halftime tomorrow at Ole Miss. Well, we'll be sitting in our living room. But y'all have a great evening, Bishop. You have a great
Yeah.
evening.
You too. You guys, hey, we're family. One Oklahoma, one family, one heartbeat, one Oklahoma fire. Let's go do it.
Boomer sooner.
Boom.
Sooner. Take care, guys.